Today I actually received a notice. Let me read it for you guys. It is from the Department of Motor Vehicles. And you know what I thought? I received like 20 of these letters. And it's to tell me that my court date has been postponed. And it's super annoying because then I already have it on my calendar and shit. And then I have to change it on my calendar. I have to remember it again. And then sometimes I remember the old court date and I'm just like, wait, don't I have somewhere to be today? And then it's no. So this court date is for a traffic violation. It is failed to stop at a school bus, right? May 2nd, 2019. May 2nd, 2019. And the worst part about all of this is that I literally got cheated. I got scammed by the police. And that all happened because I was dropping my nephew off at school. And so as I'm dropping them off, a lot of traffic in the area, other parents, not saying that I'm a parent, but other parents dropping off their kids. And what happens is I'm driving, I stop at a red light, but then I see this school bus, and you know those stop signs that come out? It's like closes, open, closes, open, closes, open, and it just keeps on doing that, like in 5-second intervals. Closes, open. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe something's wrong, so I'm waiting there, and then people are honking behind me, and reasonably, because traffic from people dropping off their kids, people want to drop off their kids, and I'm just standing there and I'm feeling pressured, right? I'm like, okay, next time this school bus sign closes, I'm gonna start inching forward. It closes again, start inching forward. It's not opening again in its normal interval. Start inching forward a bit. Okay, let me just pick up a bit of speed. I start to drive past, and this is where the school bus sign thing is. As I'm driving past, it opens. And then immediately a cop who is on his 2 feet, he's not in a cop car, he's not anything, appears out of nowhere from in front of the bus, points at me, and it tells me to pull over, right? And he's screaming at me. He's like, pull over! And I'm like... And then I think the person I feel the worst for is my nephew. He's in the back seat, right? And then he comes up to my car. He's like, you wait right here. I'm gonna go and write you up a ticket. I'm like, you're gonna go write me up a ticket? And I see him in my rear view mirrors, right? In my side view mirrors. And he's walking a block and a half to his undercover cop car and writing up the ticket. And I'm just waiting there. And my nephew Elijah, he's just I'm scared too, I'm getting a ticket. It was a Monday morning, I think. And I'm at first I'm should Elijah have to stay here? I'm he's gonna be late for school. Elijah, you could just leave. But he leaves, and then the worst part is he is reading me all this shit, right? And then I ask him, I'm why are you giving me a ticket? He was you didn't stop at the school bus sign. And I was well, I was already past it. He was just it doesn't matter. You didn't stop. I was I guess you didn't really give me a chance to stop. You just immediately jumped in front of my car as if you knew this was going to happen. A little bit of foreshadowing there. And I think the worst part about all of that is I'm fuck it. This is not my first time getting pulled over. This is not my first time getting a ticket. I'm not new to this. I'm man, give me that fucking shit. Bye. Have a good day, sir. I'm reading this fucking ticket in front of the school. Right. Little did I notice that school bus still had its stop sign out. And I see it close. My rear view. It closed. And then another red Honda Civic starts to inch forward, doing the exact same thing I'm doing. And as he starts pulling forward, school bus sign, the stop sign goes back out. Same routine. Pull over! And the guy, I haven't even moved, right? I haven't even made space for this next person who's about to get ticketed, right? And so this person is getting pulled over, and I just hear why the fuck am I getting a ticket from outside the window? By the way, this is all happening in front of a school, right? With children nearby, and like I could see the crossing guards looking like, oh my god, what's happening over there? So yeah, I fought the ticket. I was like, no way I'm pleading guilty to this bullshit. Like this guy is actually scamming, like, whatchamacallit, parents, people who are dropping off their kids at a public school and trying to like bait them into tickets. Like this is 100% verified fucking whack. It's like you're literally scum of the earth, right? And so this happened in 2019, right? I was supposed to have my court date in 2020. Little did we know that there was going to be a whole less fucking pandemic, right? COVID kind of stopped me from going to court. They were like, do you want to go through virtual court? And I'm like, nah, I'm good. And after I said that once, they just kept on postponing it. And then they postponed it in 2021. And then they postponed it to 2022. And I was like, you know what? I feel like the what is it called? Statutes of limitation has passed here, right? I should no longer have to suffer for this abuse, right? And so I keep an open mind about it. I feel like I'm a win, right? I actually even requested evidence from the court that I never got. I asked for the tickets that he gave out that day, because my argument was going to be, look, he's given out several of the same exact tickets, right, on the same exact day, on the same exact place. Is this not suspicious, right? But then I later got talking to a friend of a friend whose boyfriend is a cop, and he was like, you're probably going to lose it. Because at the end of the day, you still technically broke a law even if he manufactured it, and there's no way for you to prove that he manufactured it. It's not like he was the one operating the school bus and stuff like that. So I was feeling a little bad. I was honestly disheartened. And so after all that, I realized that my court day was on December 20th. And I was just talking to my father about it because I was saying that I might have to postpone the court date again, right? Because I actually have a test on December 20th. Now, the court hearing is supposed to be at like 10 a.m., but my test is at 1 p.m. And where it is in Queens it's where, like in New York City, it's like kind of hard to get to, and it's kind of hard to find parking. So I would have to take the train, right, to make sure I'm not late. But I'll be honest, I was a little excited to go to court. I was going to dress up, pull out my objection. Although I do know that that's not what's happening. I know this is just maybe an initial hearing, and then afterwards, I know. Just let me have my imaginations there, right? But they were, I was just talking to my father about how I must postpone it again. And my dad is like, oh, by the way, I got a letter from the DMV. He had it in his book bag, and I'm like, why are you taking my mail? Puts it on the table. I open it, and this is what I read. Important. Keep this notice for your records. The ticket shown below has been dismissed. Let's go, boys. No further action is required from you on this charge. Please keep this notice for your records. I fucking beat the system, bruh. That cop ain't getting his payday, I think. I don't know. I kind of did want to go to court. Okay, this is awesome because now I don't have to deal with this. It's been 3 years that I've been fighting this ticket, right? I've been fighting this ticket for 3. I've been fighting injustice for 3 years. You know what has happened in the past 3 years? I don't either. But many things have happened in the past 3 years, right? This is behind me. Although I do have another court date coming up for another thing, and I'm really hoping that they dismiss that as well, because that's a story for another time. But yeah, no, all that was so fucking whack. I can't believe that I had to deal with a cop manufacturing a situation in which I had to get a ticket, because it's all types of fucked, honestly. And no one should have to go through that, because I don't know. It just is. I remember that day was like pretty ruined for me, because then because of the whole like cops take forever to give you a ticket. Like I gave you all the information, right? Why the fuck you taking so long to give me a ticket? Just give it to me. But I remember that day, because that took like an hour and a half for him to get me my ticket. Maybe because he parked so far away. And maybe he was trying to figure out how he should write this down. Like, the situation is that I just happened to be walking by when a school bus was constantly putting his school bus stop sign in and out and in and out and in and out, and I witnessed the crime and I pulled him over. And then afterwards I pulled over another guy, and afterwards I pulled over another guy, and they all happened to be in front of the school. Must be a manufacturer problem with the school bus. Or whatever. But besides that, you know, I am a free man for that, and I just have to worry about the next one, the next whatchamacallit, court date. So that's my W of today. Now after that W wubby, right?